size as all of the other pumpkins.
It really stands out, not only because of the size, but of the detail that the artist carved in this pumpkin. This is amazing.
It is, yeah, and this year's pumpkin, so let's tell you a little bit about who grew this pumpkin. Grown by Sarah Beth Baker. She's from Greenbrier County, but she actually went to school at Marshall, and she said she grew up going to the pumpkin house and said that her family thought, okay, well, why don't we try to grow a giant pumpkin? Well, she said their goal was 500 pounds. Well, this thing doubled in size, Susan, talking 1,080 pounds. And local artist Leanne Blevins helped to carve this. She said she was thinking, okay, this is going to be a little bit different because she's typically used to painting on a canvas using an easel. But we had a chance to catch up with them earlier this week when this thing was delivered. Even a big pumpkin that you will see, but you have to think, okay, well, where do all the pumpkins come from? They have to be grown somewhere. So up next on Studio 3, we'll be talking with a very familiar face that you probably see on our show a lot. Jason Eakers will be joining us. He helped to grow, I think, about 2,000 of these pumpkins, and he's also been volunteering a lot of his time here to help make sure that everything was ready to go for CK Autumn Fest. So we will be chatting with him about what it takes to grow these pumpkins on his farm. That's coming up next.
Yeah, great job. But a fun
West Virginia.
Well, we always love when we have Jason Eakers on from Rocky Knob Farm, and that old slogan goes, if it ain't Rocky Knob, it ain't corn on the cob. But Jason, clearly we're not talking about corn today, we're talking about pumpkins. You are always an instrumental part of this because you helped to grow a lot of these pumpkins. How many did you grow this year?
Well, this year we grew 1,900 and brought to him. Last year we started out with 1,000, but we had a really good year, and it's just so fun to be a part of.
1,900. What does it take to grow 1,900 pumpkins on the farm?
Well, we had 7 acres, and we had a really good crop. You know, even with the wet weather this year, we had to use a lot of chemicals because it stayed so damp. But we've really been blessed with a really good year.
Now, when you grow all the pumpkins, I mean, what is the next step? Do you have to clean them up at the farm? Do you bring them here to Rick and he does all of that? How do you help once you grow them?
Well, Tab, my nephew Tanner, and myself, when we pick them out of the field, we bring them into the house and unload them, and then we take them and give them a little bit of a bleach bath. And what that bleach bath does, it helps to preserve them and kill any fungus or anything that might be on them after you handle them. And we scrub them with a scrub brush so that they are clean. So then we box them up, and then we bring them to Rick.
What does it mean to you? Because, you know, oftentimes when you say Canova to a lot of people, instantly their thoughts go to the pumpkin house. It is an icon of the fall season. What does it mean to you to know that you have a hand in this display, and when people come here that they're seeing your pumpkins that were produced here locally?
Well, it means so much to us to be a part of this pumpkin house. I'm showing my age a little bit, but I always remember the pumpkin house, and it's grown and grown and grown, and to be a part of it, it's such a pleasure. It's such a pleasure to come down here and to do my part. I feel like if Rick can do what he does, then why can't we come down here and volunteer? So I bring Tanner and Tab and myself, we come down here and stay with him, and then we stay and help him clean up. And we use our tractors. We keep our tractors here, so it makes it a lot quicker, and it's a lot easier to get rid of everything. But for Rick to do what he's done for this community, you see these families here every night, and it makes you wonder, you know, if they had to pay to get in here, how many of these families wouldn't get to come? But it shows the heart. It shows a true West Virginian, and I'm just so glad to be a part of it.
And we are glad that we get to enjoy the fruits of your labor because you put a lot of the hard work into growing them, and then Rick is so instrumental in helping with the designs. I know you said that you bring your equipment and you help to clean up, which, tear down of this stuff is not easy, by the way. You think it's a mess when you come and you see everybody carving and there's pumpkin guts everywhere, but somebody's got to clean it up. Do you help to volunteer throughout the week to help him get this stuff set up?
Oh, yeah. We started picking pumpkins at the first week of September. So this season starts for us in September. The only difference is Rick has all these pumpkins in his yard now, and they used to be in mine. So I'm glad to get them out of my yard into his. And we stay with him until everything's cleaned up, and then we help put the shelving up and stuff and store it for next year. But there's a lot. Here's the thing. We've had a really good bunch of volunteers this year. Everything's ahead of schedule. But when the pumpkin house is over, it seems like I noticed in the past everybody left, and he needs help to put the stuff up.
Yeah.
So we're glad to be a part of it. It's such a good thing for the community. how much better would West Virginia and America be?
We have to think of something different than the pumpkin house because this is very unique. Now, what got the conversation started long ago? I know you said you've been doing this for a while now. Did Rick approach you about growing these pumpkins, or was this your idea? And you said, I want to help out. Just tell me a way that I could do it.
Well, I've grown sweet corn and we've grown other vegetables for a year. And we sell right over here at Cerrito Farmers Market. And Rick noticed that I had been growing some pumpkins, but we just hadn't been, we didn't have it precisely down on how to do it and how to make them as the good a quality as they are. And he approached me with it year before last and said, we'd love to buy some from you because you're here in Wayne County and that's important. And so we our big thing was always corn. And it still is, and we don't want to forget that. But the pumpkin season has really grown, and we hope to grow more every year.
It is a beautiful crop of pumpkins. I'm looking at all of them, and I mean, it's like I can't find an imperfection. They're all beautiful and unique in their own way. Jason, we always appreciate getting to talk with you. It's always a joy to be able to chat with you and talk about your efforts there at the farm and to see, like I said, your hard work here. And we always appreciate you joining us. Thanks for taking a little time to do this and for helping to put this display on every year.
Well, it's a pleasure, and I appreciate you always having me.
Oh, sure thing. All right. Well, coming up after the break, Susan is going to be joined by